Hey there. All right, now, do we want to continue sculpting this one? Now, no matter what, I'm going to continue sculpting this, but no matter what, save it. Save a version that's low res like this. This is a moment of triumph, and you want to have a picture like this. So now we're going to get on. Excuse me, I'm making a little noise. There we go. We're going to get on and see how much further we can take this in high res. So we're going to divide it once, maybe divide it twice. Holds up pretty well, right? I'm kind of happy. Some things could change, but let's keep trucking. So I'm going to come in with a standard brush, and I'm going to start to work. Now, I'm trying to just kind of flow, but I always get interrupted in the psychology of it and whatnot, just because I'm so fascinated by it. I'm not going to do a quick line like this. A lot of times when we're starting out, all we do is we think line of the lips. Okay, I want you to start to increase your vocabulary. This is a trick when you're learning something. You want to increase your vocabulary quickly. If you increase your vocabulary, it increases your lens. You're able to see more, think about things more. So I want to do corner of the mouth, right? Why? Because it's a shadow. So I want the corner of the mouth in there as quickly as I can. That's a very important thing. And then I know that the lips have 5 parts. Something like that. So I don't have words for it, but I'm now going to go in and focus on the kind of spacing in between. And that's going to end up doing a lot of stuff. Okay. Also going to do I'm going to outline the lip a little bit, and that requires for me to push in a little bit at the top as well. And then I'm going to outline the lip below, and then I'm going to push in right here. So those are the notes that I'm going to start to make. See what a difference that makes already? But that's not enough of a difference. That's just tiny stuff. I need to get a little bit more aggressive. So I'm going to come in with higher subdivision level and standard. I'm going to really, once I've gone in and delineated those separate points, I'm just going to hit the whole thing. Start to work on down plane, up plane. Looks like that up plane is the one that needs the work. Yeah? See how little of an effort that was? Didn't do a ton. And you want to find that, not because we're lazy, but because if you can do it, the form reads as more authentic. I'm going to look at that from below. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Oh. Did I lose symmetry? Now when I start fine-tuning things like that, stuff starts to go wrong. So I'm going to smooth it out a little bit, even though I'm losing details. But I'm going to start to smooth some of this out. And working with the topology at this stage is going to really start to slow me down. It just is. But I'm going to kind of keep moving forward. Because I think the topology is really good. But there's a limit to the amount of good that it can do without really starting to influence us too much and unduly. So that's mostly what we're going to be really working on right now, is just how we kind of maintain our sculpt and this crazy topology at the same time. Okay, coming back to the corner of the mouth now that I feel a little bit more comfortable. Standard brush really has some strong limitations, so you got to kind of be cognizant of that stuff. I'm using smooth right now. But it's good because we start to battle with all of this stuff, like the topology. I'm going to soften this. Go down to subdivision level. What I'm trying to do is get that down. So where is that? It's right there. And here. Okay, I'm going to do a little trick. Clay buildup. Probably told you about this already. A little trick we can learn from William Mon in one of his charcoal drawing. Make a donut. And you use something like clay buildup, and you just use this to kind of build volume up. Just makes things swell slightly differently. Gives it a little bit more volume, right? Now, in with standard brush, start to carve open the eye. About right there should be the cruncula. Move brush, I'm going to move this over a little bit. Checking my measurements with my hand. Start to bring that brow in a little bit. Maybe we're going to define an upper eyelid. Notice that the upper eyelid is dominant over the lower eyelid. And then I like, let's do it with this. So smoothing as we go. I'm going to divide this and start to work on some line details. What are we, about 1.5? Yeah, 1.5 million. So I'm going to do things like put a little line of the lip in and then subtract it so that it gets a nice little highlight. Pull this out. Little things like that. Let the sculpt be loose. Can't tell you how much power you will discover inside yourself when you let something just kind of exist and you let the work start to do its own work. Let it do work for you. That's a hidden secret superpower you have. That you can at any point let your work do the work for you. It's a mind twist making that happen. I'm going to put a facet in and then I'm going to put a tip defining point. throw in some quick hair. Let's do it with lasso. Lasso, perspective off, around the ear, down. Doo, 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 doo. Clay buildup, symmetry goes off, and what are we going to do, right? It starts from here, but is that really all we're going to do? And remember, we can go into stroke, lazy, we can set this to 0.05, and now we'll get a very different result. So we could do cowlicks. Pretty cool, right? Pressing Alt right now to just get some texturing in there. It'll really help it build up out of the center. Maybe we start here at the bottom and work our way up. That'll be a little bit more natural, right? Maybe we got to come in here because this brush is very, how do I say it? It's just too big. Its end point is too big. So I'm going to use tablet pressure and focal shift. And now when I let go, or when I start a stroke, I'll get a finer result. Like that. I have to sculpt it kind of backwards, but it's pretty neat. A little bit of bedhead. And let's set that back and set it back. Then I might come in with /3. Oops. Lots more I would like to do. You know, the hair looks really funky. But I think it's actually pretty cool too that we're starting to get there. So another 15 minutes added to this guy, and I would have to do a little bit more with the hair, I think. For some reason I'm mismatching all of that right now. But otherwise I think we're pretty solid. What do you think? There's one area right in here. I'm going to use clay buildup, and I'm going to just lower the subdivision levels and build that up a bit rounder. I need symmetry on, because that's essentially a cheek, right? There we go. Much better. All right. Let's see what yours looks like. Make sure you share it with me socially. Let's see what we're doing, what we're working with.